I promise you, something just tapped me on the shoulder.
It's a little girl saying goodbye. Say goodbye to the little girl.
Bye, little girl. Bye, little girl.
Children, oh, was it?
So that was me, I kicked it.
Did that get thrown though?
No, wait, let me tell you. I kicked it, it went that way, and then all of a sudden it went...
Oh, okay.
Really? No, not because I kicked it.
Oh, no, it was
like, I kicked it, it went lightly, and then...
She's fine, she's nice.
What are we doing?
Right, okay, just watch your head. Okay, thank you. You threw that with force. Throw it with force again like that. Excellent. Right, come on, let's walk.
No, because she's going to
no, the wheelchair. The wheelchair's not... The wheelchair...
After this final burst of activity from the mischievous little girl of Wern, Molly, Una, Rochelle, Vanessa and Frankie begin to wind down from this arduous and testing tour of the other world.
So what's tonight's ghost hunt taught me about human psychology? Well, I think it's taught me a number of things, some of them actually quite profound. I think the first thing is that underlying personality predicts behaviour in many situations, but not all situations. I wouldn't have predicted Una becoming the leader in the way that she did and overcoming aspects of her personality to be the leader. But when she succumbed to fear, it was extraordinary watching the whole group fall apart. They went hysterical because they couldn't deal with it. They were looking to their strongest member, and when she couldn't cope anymore, they couldn't cope. I think it also taught me something about what happens if you get people acting in a certain way.
Can you please move it now and show who you are?
Talking to ghosts, waving at ghosts. Our rational mind notices these behaviours and thinks, ooh, if I'm doing all this, perhaps there's something in it.
No, because you shouted at it, Vanessa, so if it does, it's your fucking fault.
If you get people to behave in certain ways, you can actually change their underlying attitudes and beliefs through that mechanism.
I'm feeling drained. I don't think I've ever been so tense and uptight for such a long amount of time. Whereas I love to perform and I'd like to do it over and over again, this, I think it's an experience that I could probably be like, yep, did that, let's move on.
I feel exhausted, absolutely exhausted.
It was weird because beforehand I didn't really believe in ghosts, and now there was definitely some activity up there. Like, you just can't deny it. Things happened to us which just cannot be explained, and there was definitely nobody there.
They were real, they were there, and there was no one else making them, and it was just this strange, ghost-like sounds that, you know, it's so weird.
To see it all happen in front of you is just absolutely bizarre, you know, it's definitely an experience. It's definitely proved that they are real.
And I just hope that it's not gonna like stay with me for ages now, so that I'm freaked out for life. Oh my lordy, it's very cold here.
The scariest moment was definitely when someone touched my leg and then they blew on me. That was really frightening. I hated that. I'm not joking, I promise you, please, I don't want to get up this bit. From then, it was all over, because then Yvette asked them, have you taken a liking to Rochelle? And they replied, yes. She was like, does she remind you of someone? They were like, yes. And I was on edge, thinking the whole time he was following me and he weren't going to leave me alone. So that was it then. I was not enjoying the rest of it. Oh no, please, I don't want to stay in here. Something just blew on my neck.
Yvette looked after us massively. She was kind of like, you know, a bit of a mum really, because she was there to look after us if we were nervous, but then also she'd be like, come on girls, get a grip and get on with it.
Come on, Molly. Let's get to it.
Every time she said, throw a glass or throw something at us, I'm thinking, are you mad? We're all going to end up getting knocked out.
I couldn't even stay for the Ouija board. I don't believe in it, I don't want to get involved in it, so I had to just leave. That was him whining. I'm sorry, no. Not me.
I think the scariest part for me is when something touched my back. That really freaked me out.
Everyone screamed. It was a reaction to her scream. I screamed so loud that I've partially lost a part of my voice.
And then when I had to leave when we were upstairs, it was all a bit much. I think the Ouija board, you know, shook me up a little bit, and I just thought, I can't handle this anymore. My body was just like, no.
Oh God, it's moving.
Fuck. I was a massive baby in parts, and then other parts I was okay, but I don't think anyone coped as well as Una.
Una was definitely the most fearless. Like, she got in the lift, she sat in a room on her own, she spoke to the ghosts, she threw marbles at them.
Good girl. Go on, Una.
I was really impressed with her.
She was so brave, and I knew she was brave before, but, you know, obviously dealing with ghosts is a completely different thing. You can't really compare it to anything, and she was really she was right up there, so we were like, go on, Una.
Whoever was moving the wheelchair all day, can you please move it now and show who you are, rather than trying to scare us earlier on, please?
Instead of the dog whisperer, she's like the ghost whisperer.
It's not a bravery, it's just more like an openness to it, I think, that I found myself being like that.
You know, that was amazing. I wish I was like that because I was absolutely petrified.
She'd make a fantastic ghost hunter, wouldn't she?
She's so brave.
She's brilliant.
Best part for me was right at the end when Una was throwing the little girl marbles. That was the most physical thing that had happened to me.
The strongest connection I had was that with the little girl throwing the marbles, and I felt really cold around the bottoms of my legs, like shivers, like they were definitely, you know, when you get goose pimples.
I swear.
I think that was the most intense closeness I felt.
Get me out. I can't go. I need to go.
When the marble was thrown at me, and it was like, I think it wasn't a real one because it felt like it went down my top, but then it wasn't there. I don't think it was the marble. I think it was the ghost of the marble.
The whole experience has definitely opened my eyes to ghosts. I'm so glad I took part. I'm really proud of myself. I don't think I'd do it again, if I'm completely honest, but I had a really good time, and it's something I'll never forget.
I don't want her to get me, though.
I can laugh about it, and it'll be something we'll all talk about for years, but then part of me hated it. It's really weird. I can't figure out how I feel yet. I think it was good for me because I've kind of always believed but never experienced anything, and now I have.
It was a pleasure to be here today, and I hope that people watching don't think anything that we were big girls and muscles. Like when we screamed, we were terrified.
No!
I'm trying to think about it too much because I don't want to get home and have nightmares, but I definitely think ghosts are real now. Please, don't make me stay.
It was such a great experience. Even though I was absolutely petrified, I'm glad I can say I did it.
Oh my God, no, please.
I'm never, ever, ever going to forget this.
What an amazing night. The Saturdays were brilliant. I think every single one of their opinions has been changed by their spine-chilling tour into the unknown. Until next time, sleep tight, if you dare.
It's the Vampire Diaries tomorrow at 9, and Damon is taking matters into his own hands. Next tonight on ITV2, if he doesn't see you through the week, he'll see you through the window. It's Celeb Juice.